I love games that don't take themselves too seriously, and Driver San Francisco, the latest installment in the floundering Driver franchise, is definitely one of those games. With a ludicrous storyline based around a crazy gameplay concept, bonkers missions and often hilarious dialogue, San Francisco is a surprisingly fun game. So I'll be going undercover as the leader of a Mexican drugs cartel in a bid to tell you exactly why. ASA. Nah, only joking. I'm just gonna do it as myself. It's clear that the developers Ubisoft Reflections love 70s cop shows and Steve McQueen movies, because this game is full of wheel spins, burning rubber, sleek, powerful muscle cars, and speed. Blasting along in series protagonist John Tanner's trademark Dodge Challenger RT brings all the old cliches alive, and the game really nails the Starsky and Hutch vibe with added dashes of Bullet and the Beastie Boys Sabotage music video thrown in for good measure. What's cool is the game successfully conjures up this atmosphere while placing the game in a familiar modern day setting, so you get the best of both worlds, 70s cool plus modern day cars and gadgets. Nice. As I mentioned before, the story for the main campaign is blatantly balmy, but it's written and presented in a way which the game's signature gameplay mechanic known as shifting makes sense. You see, in this new instalment of Driver, John Tanner is able to float outside of his body, near-death experience style, cruise around the huge open world of San Francisco, and then possess the drivers of any car in the city at will. Yep. Told you it was weird. After an horrific collision caused by Tanner's arch nemesis and bad guy for the game, Charles Jericho, poor old Johnny is left comatose in hospital, and it's from here that his body-snatching adventures truly begin, as he leaves his paralysed form and completes madcap mission after madcap mission in an effort to track down Jericho and bring him to justice before he can pull off what looks like a savage terrorist attack in the city centre. Making Shift the main feature of the game means that developers can fully explore its potential, and there are some pretty unique twists on what you can do with Shift in the later levels of the game. Skeptics will be pleased to know though that Shift fits their game really well. It doesn't detract from the fun of the actual driving, and it creates a unique experience which has more in common with an action game than a racer. At first your shifting abilities are limited, and the first few missions will see you pulling off mini stunts, scaring other drivers and racing through checkpoints under a set time, but as the game progresses you will learn how to boost, ram, quick shift between partner vehicles, and even how to extend the height of your shift so you can cross the city faster than ever before. By using Shift effectively, you can turn it into an awesome weapon for taking out enemy vehicles. A seasoned shifter will be able to take down targets by shifting between the oncoming traffic and driving the automobiles head on at your enemies like missiles. Kablamington! Which in a way is a slightly disturbing premise. You mind-jack a dude in his car, crash him headfirst into a lorry, then jump out just before the pain hits and leave him to wake up in a mangled, confused heap with a steering wheel lodged in his pelvis. It's enough to make you feel a bit guilty, until you realise it's only a video game and carry on, of course. The imaginative missions are backed up by some great writing and characterization. Banter between Tanner and his partner Tobias Jones is always entertaining, but it's the dialogue and conversations between Tanner and the passengers of the car he shifts into which stand out above the rest and give the most chuckles. Watch out for a blind passenger who can tell you are possessing the driver of his car. It's genius!
Holy crap, man, that guy's a complete maniac.
I'm the complete maniac.
So, shifting is easy to do, and it helps give the game a fun, fresh edge in a world now overflowing with open world races. But the question is, how does the actual driving hold up? Well, as Ubisoft Reflections have gone the whole hog with the burning rubber and screeching tyres, it means that each car is prone to fishtailing along the roads if you nudge the control stick even a tiny amount. It will take a lot of practice to truly master the oversensitive controls, and when you first start, expect to be fighting to keep your car going in a straight line. especially with the faster cars, as it's very easy to go into an unrecoverable skid and smack head-on into a brick wall. Practice makes perfect though, and once you finally nail the controls and start pulling off badass smoking tyres drifts around corners as you chase down your prey, you won't be able to stop the smile from spreading across your face.
Ooh yeah!
The main storyline can be breezed through in about 8 hours of continuous play, and it doesn't present that much of a challenge. I completed it with no problems and was left feeling a bit like it was over too soon. Luckily though, there are hundreds of mini missions, dares and races to choose from, which gives San Francisco a bit more longevity, and the fact that each of these missions awards you points to spend on unlocking new cars and extra challenge missions means even after you are long done with Tanner and his body hopping antics, there will still be many more hours of playtime left for you die-hard completionists out there. But what's a driving game without multiplayer, eh? Well, a pretty rubbish one, I guess. So it's good to know that there are a stack of multiplayer modes in Driver San Francisco, with again many based around shifting. As you gain XP and rise in the ranks, you will unlock more straightforward game types like standard races and takedown mode, which is your classic cops v robbers chase battle thingy, but it's the free-for-all mode, which is open from the start, that will provide you with the most hectic shift-based action. Free-for-all online play revolves around tag and trailblazer game types, with mini missions like speed and drift challenges in between, giving the winner pole position in the next game. Tag is great fun, one car is it and earns points continuously until he is rammed and the tag is stolen. It's an edge of your seat, adrenaline-filled tussle between you and your foes, with near misses and successful rams bringing the most exciting highs in the match. Trailblazer tasks you with staying as close to the rear end of a DeLorean as possible as it speeds around the city. This sounds easy, but with a full match, the jostling, barging and shifting creates utter chaotic fun as you try once again to build up enough points to come top of the leaderboards. The graphics are not amazing, and the game on the whole suffers from a very bad case of the Browns, but overall I would highly recommend Driver San Francisco to gamers who just want some simple, no-holds-barred fun. Even without the missions and multiplayer, I was kept amused for hours just by driving aimlessly around the city jumping off vehicle carriers.
Ain't you messed up this car enough?
And when a game doesn't have to try too hard but is still enjoyable, you know it's a good one. Although true racing purists will probably hate it, casual gamers will find a lot to keep themselves entertained here, and if you stick with it and truly master the shift ability, I guarantee the payoff will be worth it. Good work, Tanner. The Driver franchise is back in the race.